Minister of Youth and Sports, accompanied by Dato' T. Mohan, Advisor to Megatech Education Group. A warm good afternoon to all. We are very excited to welcome you to Megatech International College Subang Jaya campus opening ceremony. We once again would like to welcome Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Dr. S. Subramaniam, Minister of Health, Yang Berhormat Khairi Jamaluddin, Minister of Youth and Sports, Yang Berhormat Datuk M. Saravanan, Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports, Yang Berbahagia Datuk T. Education. Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Yahya Ibrahim, the Chairman of Megatech Education Group, Mr. P. Salanathan, CEO of Megatech International College, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Barry Goh, the Chairman of MCT Consortium, Board of Directors, His Excellencies, Honorable Delegates and Guests, and members of media. Thank you for your presence to this historical day of Megatech International College. We are the masters of ceremony for today's event. I'm Akma.
I'm Silas Raj.
From small beginning comes great things. There is a quote to portray Megatech International College. With a humble beginning, and now Megatech International College is recognized as one of the pioneers in providing industry-relevant programs internationally.
Over 2 decades ago, Megatech International College was founded with prime commitment to develop and provide education that is specialized, industry relevant, and with a pathway leading to international education. Today, we remain true with our commitment.
Megatech International College campus is the evidence of a success growth in education to cater the needs of industries. Thus, this day is a much awaited day as Megatech International College Subang Jaya campus will officially be launched.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, to begin the ceremony, please rise up as we sing the national anthem, Negaraku. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated.
Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم إنك خلاق عظيم، إنك سميع عليم، إنك غفور رحيم، إنك رب العرش العظيم. innaka barrul jawwadul karim. Ya Allah, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian, Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran, Engkaulah yang memiliki segala pemerintahan. Di tangan Engkau segala kebajikan, kepada Engkaulah kembali segala urusan. Allahumma ya Karim ya Rahim, cucurilah rahmat dan rahim-Mu ke atas majlis perasmian Kolej Antarabangsa Megatech Kampus Subang Jaya yang diadakan pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Ya fa'alu lima yurid. Kami juga memohon perlindungan daripada-Mu ya Allah dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami dan daripada segala yang melalaikan kami dari berbuat taat kepadamu. Kepadamu jua kami berserah segala urusan kami. Rabbana 'alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika anabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina 'adzabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amin.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we would like to invite Mr. P. Sananathan, Chief Executive Officer of Megatech International College, to give his welcoming speech to all delegates. Please welcome.
Very good afternoon. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Dr. S. Brahmaniam, Menteri Kesihatan, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. Yang berhormat Encik Khairi Jamaluddin, Menteri Belia dan Sukan, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan Malaysia. Yang berhormat Datuk M. Saravanan, Timbalan Menteri Belia dan Sukan, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan Malaysia. Yang bahagia Tan Sri Datuk Sri Dr. Haji Yahya bin Ibrahim, Chairman Board of Governors, Megatech International College. Yang bahagia Datuk T. Mohan, Advisor, Megatech International College. Yang bahagia Datuk Seri Haji Saripudin bin Kasim, Ketua Setiausaha Kementerian Sumber Manusia. Yang bahagia Encik C.M. Vigneswaran, CEO Pembangunan Sumber Manusia Berhad, HR dia. Yang bahagia Encik Abdul Halim bin Muhammad Saleh, Ketua Eksekutif Perbadanan Tabung Pembangunan Kemahiran. His Excellency Dr. Niranjan Man Singh, Ambassador of Nepal. His Excellency Manuel Antonio Guzman, Ambassador of Venezuela. His Excellency Stephen Mobiru, High Commissioner of Uganda. Yang bahagia Profesor Dr. Manikam Ravichandran, Chief Executive and Vice Chancellor of AIMS University. Professor Jean Kay, Vice Principal and Pro Vice Chancellor, University of West of Scotland. Tan Sri Barry Go, Chairman of MCT Consortium Berhad. Datuk Danny Go, Executive Director of MCT Consortium Berhad. Representative of embassies from Russia, Nigeria, Uzbekistan, Somalia and Iran. Our fellow academic and industry partners, honorable guests, members of the press, and all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Your presence here is an honor to us, and I would like to express my deep appreciation for your continued support by joining us in celebrating today's opening ceremony. Today's ceremony will mark yet another significant milestone on Megatech International College as an established higher education provider in Malaysia. Megatech was established in October 1988. The college was built on the watchwords of academic excellence, industry relevance, and international standard. For over 27 years, we have remained dedicated to our commitment, and this great vision has been replicated in all aspects of our operations. In the beginning, our focus was to provide specialized engineering program in electrical and electronic engineering, and be counted as easily as one of the first few pioneers in Malaysia to do so. In fact, the School of Engineering is our oldest school. You will see from our expansion over the past 27 years that we have grown significantly. The drive to innovate has since transformed us to develop and mature into a dynamic and vibrant, full-fledged international college in 2014, offering vast range of disciplines including business, hospitality, and information technology, aside from our signature program in electrical and electronic engineering. On top of that, we have reached out beyond Malaysia to provide the same quality education opportunity to international students. As a committed education provider, it is critical for us to understand that for many, education is not always accessible. This is why, alongside our vision in providing academic excellence, our mission is to ensure that our education is affordable to all those in need. Meanwhile, we foster the right learning culture that creates a stimulating intellectual environment to cultivate our students to become industry-ready graduates. At Megatech, this is an essence of our vision to ensure that our students experience beyond education. Our biggest pride is the success story of our students. To know that Megatech plays a significant role in their lives. For the past 27 years, we have produced a global alumni network of over 20,000 professionals who are a living testimony to our dedication in empowering our youth to be industry ready. I personally could not be more proud and happier to see each and every of our students have moved on with their lives successfully after completing their studies at Megatech. Aside from the opening ceremony, I must also express my excitement that today we will officially tie up with the University of the West of Scotland, with an official MOU to offer a 3+0 degree for business and accounting from February 2016 onwards. This collaboration with the University of West of England will enable us, both Malaysians and international students alike, to complete a UK degree in Malaysia. In addition to this, we also have collaborations with Ames University for programs such as Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, BSc in Business and Marketing, BSc in Marketing Information Science, and BSc in Finance and Management. Besides the above, we have articulation arrangement with a number of foreign universities for our students to complete their degrees in overseas universities. We moved to this new campus in one city in April last year. This campus has all the necessary features and ingredients for a conducive learning environment with the latest teaching and learning facility. This campus has a capacity to accommodate around 2,500 students at any one time. Once again, I would like to thank our honorable ministers and deputy minister and all the honorable guests. It's a big list. I'm sorry I can't read out everybody's name. I may be spending about half an hour reading your names, but please, your presence is most welcome, and your resounding support in celebrating Megatech International College opening ceremony with us today. And not to forget to the management and staff, students of Megatech and the organizing committee for a job well done. With that note, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. P. Salanathan, for the speech.
Dear honorable guests, now we would like to invite Yang Berhormat Khairi Jamaluddin, the Minister of Youth and Sports, to give his speech. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam satu Malaysia. Terima kasih saudara dan saudari pengacara majlis. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Dr. S. Subramaniam, Menteri Kesihatan. Yang berhormat Datuk Saravanan, Timbalan Menteri Belia dan Sukan. Saudara Datuk Mohan, Mr. Salanathan, Tan Sri Barry, Saudara Sivaraj, seluruh div-div kehormat, tuan-tuan, puan-puan, saudara-saudari yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertamanya saya ingin merakamkan ucapan setinggi-tinggi terima kasih kepada Datuk T. Mohan, Mr. Salanathan dan seluruh pengurusan tertinggi Megatech International College kerana telah menjemput saya untuk bersama-sama pada petang ini dalam majlis perasmian kampus baru Megatech International College. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to speak briefly. I'd like to defer to my senior colleague, the Minister of Health, Dr. Subramaniam, who will be speaking at length this afternoon. But suffice for me to say, I'm tremendously happy to be here this afternoon to lend my support to my good friend, Datuk T. Mohan. Just to show you, Datuk T. Mohan is the advisor of Megatech International College. Just to show you the influence that the advisor has for the launch of his new campus. He gets 2 ministers and 1 deputy minister. Tak ramai orang boleh buat tu. Tepukan gemuruh kepada Datuk Mohan. Normally you only get 1 minister. You get 2 ministers, 1 deputy minister. Got a lot of influence, Datuk Mohan. I'm happy to be here because I think Megatech International College is one of our success stories as far as private institutes of higher learnings are concerned. Listen to the speech of the founder of Megatech College, Mr. Salanathan. It's been around since October 1988. I remember the old campus, Megatech's old campus in Old Klang Road, if I'm not mistaken. Old Klang Road campus, where over the last 20 odd years, you've been able to produce not just graduates, Malaysian graduates, but graduates from all over the world. And I think the value that Megatech brings, the speech that was given by Mr. Salanathan earlier, that really resonates with me, is industry relevant experience. I think this is the most important approach that I think has spoken for Megatech's success over the last almost 3 decades. You see, in Malaysia today, we have a rapidly improving education sector. We've spent a lot of money, invested billions of ringgit in trying to make our education system not just work, but in trying to make a world-class education system. But more importantly, what we have been trying to do, especially over the last 5 to 10 years, and this is something that is close to my heart, and I think it's close to the heart of the Minister of Health as well, because he was formerly the Minister of Human Resources, is to try and ensure that we have as many pathways to success as possible for young Malaysians. You see, we can't expect every single young Malaysian to only have one pathway to success, an academic pathway to success, which is through a university degree, an academic degree. If you only have one pathway to success, you in effect shut out millions of young Malaysians who may not be academically inclined, but who may be good with their hands, with skills training, with vocational education. And these are the type of opportunities that we must create so we do not leave any young Malaysian behind, so that we create as many pathways to success as possible so that every young Malaysian can fulfill their potential. And that's where colleges like Megatech comes in, where they provide an education which is not just an academic education, but also experiential learning, where you provide industry-relevant experience, industry-relevant training for young Malaysians and also young people from all over the world who come through Megatech. When they come through Megatech, when they come through this philosophy of learning, they come through college prepared and ready to go into the workforce. We've spent too many years having so many of our graduates come through university, having a mismatch between what industry requires and what skills they've been taught at university. We want to ensure that the 3 years that they spend, the 4 years that they spend in tertiary education is enough for them to be marketable, is enough for them to be employable, is enough for them to fulfill the demands of industry. That's why government, we have to work together with the private sector. We've opened up and liberalized our education system, not simply because we want to create education entrepreneurs, but because we want to increase the pool of talent available in our country. We want to increase the access and opportunities available to young Malaysians who may not be able to get to public universities, who may not be able to get to public institutes of vocational training, skills training, but are not denied the opportunities because colleges like Megatech International exist to provide those opportunities for them. So ladies and gentlemen, congratulations once again to Mr. Salinathan. Your vision, I think, sir, has seen you coming to this wonderful new campus here today. Congratulations to the founder of Megatech International College. Big round of applause. And to my good friend, Datuk T. Mohan. We were formerly youth leaders together. I'm still a youth leader. He's no more a youth leader because he's old. But I'm happy that he's still involved in trying to create opportunities for young Malaysians. See, once you're a youth leader, you can't separate yourself from continuing to be invested in the future of this country. And by going into the education sector and by transforming Megatech, taking the vision that started off by Mr. Salinathan, bringing it to the next level, I think it speaks volumes about your commitment towards the future of this country. And on a personal note, just now in the speech earlier, you spoke of your alumni that have gone on to do great things in their respective lives. And I didn't tell anyone this, but my own brother-in-law is an alumnus of Megatech College. And I can tell you that he's doing very well also. So this is a personal testimony to your success. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to Megatech International College. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yang Berhormat, for the wonderful and words of wisdom and encouragement.
Dear respectable guests, now with great pleasure, we would like to invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Dr. S. Subramaniam, Minister of Health, to deliver his speech.
Thank you very much, both Master of Ceremonies, my young brother in the cabinet, Yang Berhormat Khairi Jamaluddin, who lives up to the name of being the Minister of Youth and Sports, Yang Berhormat Dato' M. Saravanan, Deputy Minister of Youth and Sports, who is trying very hard to keep up with the Minister, my good friend, the CEO of Megatech, Mr. B. Sailanathan, and his very young advisor, Dr. T. Mohan, Tan Sri Yahya Ibrahim, also advisor to the board, Tan Sri Barry Go, an entrepreneur whose vision has made this place possible. So this is a success in Malaysia. We got a lot of very imaginative entrepreneurs in the country, which has kept our country going. All Mr. Sivaraja, MIC Youth, friends, ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to echo what Yang Berhormat Khairi said just now, This is a very unusual program. Normally, by protocol, two ministers don't go to the same program. Today, by virtue of the forceful nature of what T. Mohan did, we have actually forced ourselves to come, and that's a claim. But I hope not too many of you try to do that. So it's not something which we like to encourage, but we can tolerate it once in a while. So with that, Mr. Sailanathan is very well known to me because during my tenure as the Minister of Human Resource, we used to sit in the same forum. He was the chairman of FEMAC, that is the association which coordinates all the skill training providers in this country. And we were trying to put back the trail of skill training in this country on proper track. You know, as we started the high income economy going towards 2020, our projected requirement of skillly trained workforce was approximately 3.3 million. And this was highly skill trained. And at that particular time, there was a gap between supply and demand, and we felt there was a need for the industry to respond, not only providing training, but providing the type of training which we need. This is very important. And this is what we are trying to emphasize in our agenda of transforming skill training in this country. Because skill training developed in a very haphazard, non-coordinated manner with multiple levels of accreditation, even within government agencies. Kementerian Sumber Manusia used to give a certain kind of grading. Your ministry used to give a certain kind of grading. The Ministry of Higher Education used to give a certain kind of grading. We were saying, how can we actually jive this together? That's actually standardization within the government. So we will be able to see which is the correct. And then MQA used to rate some. And the Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran, the JPK, used to have a rating of its own. So this in coordination within the government system, we were trying to bring it together so that they will produce graduates and technocrats who align with what we require. And this is very, very important because as what Mr. Sailanathan said, which echoed by the Minister of Youth, was we have to produce who are considered as employable, got employable skills. Employable skills. And to me, the measurement of employable skills is one, your employability and the remuneration which you are getting upon employability. So one of the studies which we did those days actually showed even those who come with skill training institutes, their starting salary was within only about 1,000 to 1,200 ringgit. This was before the minimum wage period. So, and there was not much of a difference between the salary of a person who has got a certificate, maybe SKM 1 or 2, with that person who has got only pure SPM, not much of a difference. So it doesn't matter. So when that happened, of course, the reason was, how are you going to produce people who are coming to come out, they are going to earn 2,000 ringgit for a start? That is the measurement of the success of the skill training agenda. If the skill training agenda doesn't provide that transformation in actually increasing the wages which somebody gets, that means there's some mismatch between our agenda and the requirements of the industry as such. So we have got a lot to learn in this thing. And I actually insisted in many of our programs which we did that you must get jobs for the graduates upon going out minimum of 2,000 ringgit. So if you don't get that, that means that program is not a successful program. So that insistence actually paid emphasis on the need that you are actually producing people who are employable with sufficient skills, and they are actually having demand in the industry, so the industry feels that we can give you sufficient remuneration for what you're having. So this is something which is very, very important. I hope Megatech and all the other skill institutes, many are here. Joseph is here from Binary University. Many others are here. You have to produce people who are employable. And we use the German model as ideal model for comparison, because I'm a great admirer of German technocrats. Because Germany is a country where the technocrats, a person who goes to a skill training institute, eventually becomes the CEO of a company. And we had an ambassador from Germany who is a product of a skill training institute, who became an ambassador of Germany in Malaysia, because that provided the line. The reason was the training of Germany is done purely on industry.
purely on industry. 30% is in the classroom, 70% is in industry, and they are so linked to industrial demands, and when they come out, their trainees could actually unscrew a machine and put it back together with no problem. So that is the level of expertise which we need to develop. And in that line, I think the changes which are happening in the skill training horizon, particularly with an attempt by bringing it together, the disease in Malaysia is, when I was chairing the Majlis Penyelarasan Pembangunan Kemahiran, we made many recommendations, including standardization and certification, industrialization of training, internship program, but unfortunately when ministers leave, programs live with them. So this is the disease which we have in the country, unfortunately so, and so we have to relook how can these things can be actually implemented. And Khairi, another disease we have is to do consultancy studies again and again. So I think Bolton Consultancy was involved in trying to put back training in this country back on the right track. But that consultancy report is still there with no implementation of all the decisions which were made. So these are the challenges which we have. So I think Megatech, I told Mr. Sailanathan, you have to at least go for 5-star rating for some of your programs, if not all of your programs. That is a measurement of excellence. So if you actually work towards that and you're able to get 5-star rating, and that will actually put you in a level increasing the employability of your graduates. It's a tough job because the people who come to skill training, you not only have to give skills, you have to also alter the plus mindset, because it is the difficult group which comes here. And the difficult group, you need to manage their attitudinal issues, their motivational issues, their soft skills. Only when you succeed in doing that, then you win in this. If you don't do that, then the hard skills alone, without the attitudinal and the other skills, they will never become successful. So there is a need actually to bring it together. Both have to come together. So if you manage to actually make sure they got the correct attitudes, the correct ethics, correct intentions, and the willingness to progress, and then you give them the hard skills, then of course, eventually they will succeed, like the brother-in-law of the minister. So I think it is important that that combination is there. That multiple combination is very, very important. So I hope that I wish Megatech all the best. And of course, congratulate Dr. T. Mohan as an entrepreneur to widen his horizon of business to include skill training, which is a fairly futuristic thinking, but that's what the nation needs in the future. And for all others who actually supported this. And I hope that you will look into those issues and make sure that you produce skilled people of high employability, of high income. And that's very important. With those words, I congratulate you once again and wish you all the best. And I hope Megatech will continue the 27 years of growth to the 54th year of the growth. With those wishes, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Datuk Sri, for the words of wisdom and encouragement.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, we will now witness the souvenir presentation by Dato' T. Mohan to Yang Berhormat Dato' Sri Dr. S. Subramaniam, the Minister of Health, and Yang Berhormat Khairi Jamaluddin, the Minister of Youth and Sports.
Please remain on the stage as we will now have a group photo with the student. Mr. Syed and please remain on the stage.
That you have the skills, okay, come on, boost your resume. 81% saying that hiring managers think that this is their criteria for hiring, and 81% saying that they have to perform better. Okay?
Agreement between Megatech International College and University of West Scotland, United Kingdom.
Maupun di sektor awam atau di sektor swasta. Dan harapan kita mereka yang keluar mempunyai kemahiran yang tinggi, dan untuk memastikan pengakreditasi kepada perkara ini, usaha telah dibuat oleh Kementerian Sumber Manusia melalui Jabatan Pembangunan Kemahiran untuk membangunkan apa yang dipanggil star rating untuk kursus yang dilakukan. So ini bermaksud berasas kepada latihan yang diberi satu-satu kursus dan iaitu tenaga kerja, peralatan yang mencukupi, satu kerja akan diakreditasi sebagai 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star sebagainya. Dan ini satu perkara yang sangat mustahak untuk membawa perkara semua kepada tahap yang lebih tinggi. Dan harapan kita menghasilkan tenaga kerja yang mempunyai kemahiran yang tinggi, kemahiran yang pelbagai atau multi-skilled workforce, supaya mereka boleh mendapat pendapatan yang lebih tinggi. Then they fall into the high income. So ini ialah that's the transformation plan of the kerajaan in the agenda of skill building, and institutes like Megatech play a role in actually being able to meet up to those objectives. Okay? Ada apa-apa soalan? Sebelum saya cakap dalam bahasa Tamil. Ya.
Datuk Seri, apa saja berhubung ini difahamkan ada peningkatan kes, jadi boleh Datuk Seri beritahu sikit kesiapsiagaan hospital dan klinik.
Klinik kita nampak ada peningkatan sedikit daripada mereka yang batuk dan sebagainya. Nasihat kita secara umum ialah particularly pada masa sekarang, kerana semalam API telah beberapa tempat lebih daripada 150, dan biasanya nasihat kita kalau lebih daripada 150 mengurangkan aktiviti di luar, termasuk mengadakan perhimpunan-perhimpunan. Kalau jerubu tinggi lebih baik tak jangan ada. Dan ini kerana ini akan mempunyai kesan kepada kesihatan, dan kalau lebih daripada 200, Kementerian Pendidikan mempunyai dasar untuk menutup sekolah-sekolah seperti apa yang telah dibuat pada hari ini di beberapa tempat. So ini yang langkah-langkah yang dibuat oleh kerajaan untuk rakyat pada keseluruhannya, mengurangkan aktiviti di luar. Kalau perlu menggunakan topeng muka supaya mengurangkan risiko mendapat penyakit-penyakit hasil daripada jerubu. Dan di dalam kita biasanya di dalam musim ini biasanya menghadapi sedikit kenaikan, tetapi pada kali ini saya tidak boleh cakap kenaikan itu boleh dikatakan ketara.
Datuk Seri, persediaan hospital tu Datuk Seri dari segi mas and staff dia, perubatan, bagi jaminan.
That is enough. We have enough. And there is adequate supply of masks in the private and public sector and pharmacies. So those who want can always buy it from pharmacies. I don't know the figures yet, but we can get it.
Sorry, Dr. Sri, there's a tendency for during this kind of season that for pharmacies and certain places to raise the prices of the N95 mask. So, you know, what do you have to say about this?
Last time the N95 mask, there was the issue of supply. But I think since then, there are a lot of other companies actually started producing it. So I don't think there should be a shortage of N95 in the market for them to increase the price beyond the normal price. But if that is, then we will, with the Kementerian KPTNK, Perdagangan Dalam Negeri, request the assistance to ensure this hiking our prices can be controlled. This reduce external activity as much as you can, and avoid physical activity. Don't go jogging in the middle of a haze, because then you can add a greater risk. Particularly for those who got prior illness, like they're asthmatic, they got heart failure, all those kinds, this will aggravate them. So they must be careful. If you have to go, then you wear mask. Okay? So bahasa Tamil, நாட்டின் பொருளாதார வளர்ச்சியை முன்னிட்டு குறிப்பாக அரசாங்கத்துடைய நாட்டை ஒரு அதிக வருமானம் பெறக்கூடிய பொருளாதாரத்தின் அடிப்படையில் இயங்கக்கூடிய நாடாக மாற்ற வேண்டும் என்ற கொள்கைக்கு ஏற்ப நாட்டினுடைய தொழில்திறன் உள்ள மனித வளத்தை வளர்க்க வேண்டும் என்ற அடிப்படையில் அரசாங்கத்தோட கொள்கையிலே 2020க்குள் ஏறக்குறைய 3.3 மில்லியன் அதிக ஆற்றல் மிக்க திறமை உள்ள தொழிலாளர்களை உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்பது அரசாங்கத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய கொள்கை. அதாவது அப்படி என்றால் ஒவ்வொரு வருடமும் ஏறக்குறைய 3 லட்சம் பேர், அதாவது தொழில்நுட்பம் உள்ள ஒரு ஆற்றல் மிக்க தொழிலாளர்கள் வெளியாக வேண்டும் என்பது அரசாங்கத்துடைய கொள்கை. இதை விரிவாக இது நம்ம அடைவதற்கு அரசாங்கத்தில் துறையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய தொழில்நுட்ப கல்லூரிகளும் கல்வி திட்டமும், அதே நேரத்திலே தனியார் துறையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய தொழில்நுட்ப கல்விகளும் தொழில்திட்டமும் ஒன்றாக ஒருங்கிணைத்து இதை அடைய வேண்டும். அதற்கு அரசாங்கம் ஏராளமான ஊக்குவிப்பை கொடுத்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இதன் மூலமாக அந்த நிலையை அடைந்து நாடு அதிக வருமானம் பெற்ற பொருளாதாரமாக ஆறக்கூடிய நிலையிலே அதை உறுதிப்படுத்தக்கூடிய வகையில் அந்த மனிதவள ஆற்றல் இருப்பதற்கு இத்தகைய திட்டங்கள் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அதற்காகத்தான் இன்று ஒரு தனியார் துறையான மெகாடெக் அவர்களுடைய புதிய கேம்பஸை இங்கு ஆரம்பித்திருக்கின்றார்கள். இது அரசாங்கம் எடுக்கக்கூடிய முயற்சிக்கு ஒரு உதவியாக இருக்கும். இளைஞர்கள் பல்கலைக்கழகத்துக்கு செல்ல முடியாதவர்கள், அந்த துறையை தேர்ந்தெடுக்காதவர்கள் நிச்சயமாக தொழிற்கல்வியில் அவர்கள் முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுத்தார்கள் என்றால் வளர்ந்து வரக்கூடிய பொருளாதாரத்தில் அவர்களுக்கு பிரகாசமான வாய்ப்புகள் தொடரும். ஓகே. In the areas in which there is haze, I'll ask my Serioso Politics to give you all the corrections. Okay?